What's going on, everybody? Cody from Motorcycle MD. We are going to jump back onto the KZ400 for a pretty cool video that I'm really excited about and got the opportunity to hop over to my buddy Adam's shop for the day and spend some time getting this exhaust prepped and a little bit of welding going on with bracketry to make this stuff work on the KZ400. As far as the progression of running and tunability for this bike has gone, it's hit a standstill until I knew that the exhaust was finalized and sealed, so that way we can, tune it. I am definitely no welder or metal fabricator in any means, but I've been dabbling in it, and Adam is awesome at it. And he's a super modest, humble guy out of California, and if you don't know who he is at all, check out his channel, man. This guy's on a completely different level from what the garage weekend warrior does to their bike, and the experience and just the talent that this guy has been really awesome to kind of just learn from and watch in some aspects. And once I found out that he was local, well, I had to pay him a visit. For those of you who do not know who Adam is, or Gasser Customs, you can find out so much more on his website, but I think one of the most popular videos that came out was when Jay Leno rode his bike.
So I'll go by my shop a couple of times, and I found out there's a guy building these bikes just 2 miles from where we're standing right now. His name's Adam Gaspic. Adam, come on in here. How you doing?
I'm good, Jay.
Now, the name of your shop is what, Gasser Custom?
That's right.
Gasser Custom, okay. Yeah, I saw this, and you see a lot of bikes, especially older bikes. This is a 75 Honda, right?
That's correct.
If you grew up in the 60s like I did, the 750 engine was a revelation.
So again, I was just excited to be a part of the process with him and just make some silly brackets for an exhaust, which wasn't a big deal, but got to turn wrenches with somebody else, get out of the garage, experience what other people's workstations are like and how they operate. Even in the video, which you'll see, I got a chance to kind of interview him and just talk shop with him, which was just fun, and I think it's valuable for anybody who watches. If you are new to the channel, welcome. We do videos on motorcycle repair and maintenance. Lately, we've just been working on some project bikes and rebuilding some motors, and if you're into that sort of thing, like and subscribe to the channel. I think you'll find tons of content here that's helpful for you, that you can apply immediately to your bike, whether it's carburetor cleans or whatever. All kinds of stuff over on motorcyclemd.com. You can follow me on Instagram as well. But while you're here, in the description there's a course. It's called the Wrench to Ride course. It's 40 plus videos that I've put together on just taking care of your bike consistently. Things that are helpful in finding parts and knowing what a manual looks like or where to buy one, or just common practices when it comes to different aspects of electrical and wheels and tires and brakes and blah 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 blah. Really cool stuff, really helpful. A lot of people have liked it, and it's just a free gift for you just stopping by and hanging out. So without further ado, let's pack the KZ up, head over to Gasser Customs here in Norfolk, Virginia, and just spend the day with Adam. When I opened those mufflers up, I was like, dude, I don't even think we're gonna need to weld these. For whatever reason, I thought that the pipes that I was buying were weld only, I guess. Like,
if we cut at your blue line, even if we cut there, you're still a good about 7-8 inches out, but it's gonna be in that way, and this stud's gonna be like under the chain, which
not ideal.
Not like when we kick out, it's kicking up at the same time.
Right.
Well, first things first. We got to cut that muffler off just to see where we're at.
I think minimum we cut
There?
Yeah, right in front of the bolt.
Alright.
What's your last name?
Gaspic.
Gaspic?
Gaspic.
Yeah. Is that how you came up with the name?
Gasser?
Yeah.
It's kind of like it's been a nickname since I was like a kid. Because I was always like with my dirt bikes and just, wrenching on shit. And yeah, it just kind of stuck. Gasser and Gasman is what they used to call me all the time. Yeah.
So Adam, we are here with the Kawasaki. Tell us a little bit about Gasser. What do you do?
Gasser Customs is a custom motorcycle company. We focus a lot on vintage metric bikes, a lot of Hondas, BMWs, Triumphs, etc. But we make our own line of parts for all those bikes that we ship worldwide. So yeah.
And you do a lot of that stuff in-house.
We do almost all of it in-house. Yeah, we have capabilities to not have to send out a ton of stuff anymore. We used to, but now it's mostly done in-house.
What do you feel like is your highest selling product that you sell, or what kind of got Gasser off the ground?
Well, it started making, parts that I wanted personally that I didn't see available in the industry anywhere. And it started with little things like mufflers and top triple clamps and things like that. But I'd say we're probably most known for our slip-on mufflers for the new line of Triumph Twins, like say 2003 to current. Yeah, we make them for Bonneville's, Thruxton's, Speedmasters, Bob, all of them. So yeah, that's probably our top selling product worldwide.
Cool.
Yeah.
What was the first bike you ever owned?
First bike I ever, I didn't own it, but we had an old Honda Big Red 200, a three-wheeler, the death machines back in the early 80s.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what I cut my teeth on growing up. We had that around the farm and stuff. But then I got a little CT, like a Trail 70 was my first
Trail
bike.
70.
Yeah, 73.
Surprisingly,
orange.
Very
Awesome.
orange one.
Yeah.
Very popular first bike for a lot of people.
Amazing. I loved it.
What advice would you give to anyone building bikes or starting a business or running a business like this that you think would be helpful? This is like, I know I didn't prime you for this, but like...
Get an accountant.
Yeah, get an accountant?
Well, that's definitely on the list because, I think it's a lot easier to make money, but it's harder to keep your money.
Okay.
Because you're now, not thinking about those things that, management or the company thought of when you had a, JOB, right? Like,
right.
You're responsible for all the utilities, your, overhead, your nuts and bolts, and even toilet paper, right? And money can go pretty quickly. So budget your stuff and just be very conscious of your money. Don't spend it frivolously.
Buy stuff that makes you money.
Yeah, don't go out and rent that 10,000 square foot shop and buy all the new equipment and take a massive loan from the bank. I'd recommend you start small and work your way up. Even if you're replacing equipment over time, like get yourself a saw that's adequate, and then in a couple years, buy the bigger unit.
I feel like you appreciate it more too.
Yeah, you do, right? Because you earned it,
Yeah.
Don't start with a $4,000 Miller welder.
Right.
Start with a unit you can afford that does everything you need it to do, for example, and then just build and build and build. Do good work, obviously. That's what, is going to give you longevity in any industry, but that's where I'd probably start.
What do you think is your biggest strength when it comes to working on bikes? Like, what do you feel like you got down?
Well, it goes back to my background, and much like yourself, trained dealership technician, so I don't have to think about rebuilding engines and wiring and all that stuff. So that takes a lot of stuff off the board for most guys starting out as a hobbyist or something. They're not technically trained, but that allowed me to focus on the things that I didn't have as a dealership tech, like metal shaping and custom fabrication, and getting my mind to outthink my hands, because you can have all these great ideas, but if you can't execute them, then it doesn't matter.
Absolutely.
So I think I was able to blend those two together pretty well, which gives me a good advantage over a lot of shops. And I've always been pretty good at styling stuff.
I feel like you got to be a creative to dabble in a little bit
do.
of what you do.
A lot of people say, "Oh, you're an artist." I'm like, I'm not an artist because I can't paint something on canvas, but I can think from the end of a project, and I can think three-dimensionally and what colors are going to go well together.
That's
what
cool.
types of metals are going to even look right.
And that can sometimes be a long process.
Oh, it is.
It's a lot of sitting and staring, I feel like.
Yeah. People come in the shop, they're like, man, he hasn't worked all day. No, I'm working, bro. I'm just sitting here working, right?
It's smoking up here.
Yeah. And knowing what, finish you're going to use, like a brushed or polished, stainless or aluminum.
Yeah.
Or matte finish, gloss paint. Like
that's one of the hurdles for me, man, because I always feel like what I'm deciding to do is not what I'm going to end up wanting to do. And you know what I mean? It's like, man, this would be a cool idea, but it'll be really cool like 6 months later if this is different.
Yeah.
That's what I struggle with.
I think you're not alone there. We all struggle with that, and I think it's good to let things evolve sometimes and not have them be so set in stone. Like, believe me, I get lots of clients that say, they've been staring at a bike they saw on Pinterest, for example, for 3 years, and it's their dream bike, and they want that. They're not willing to move at all on it, and I have to sometimes say, listen, those turn signals are very, I'm not going to use the word cheap, but they're inexpensive. They're going to fail.
Right.
So let's choose something else. Or that bike suspension is just too low. It looks awesome in the photograph, but that's not going to function well in the real world.
Absolutely.
So, it's understanding those things after you've built, a lot of motorcycles that you can't just you know, stick to a picture. You've got to let things evolve, and so that they're safe.
Yeah.
And
I
that they
feel like
function, right?
Actual rideable bikes are different than Instagram bikes.
Yeah, Instagram models are different than real women, right?
Absolutely.
No, anyways.
Absolutely. I remember when I came up here a while ago, we were talking, and to go back to like just working on your own bike or learning how to do that or doing a business stuff, one of the things I like that you said is just getting to know who's around you. For me, it's a welder, or if that's what we need to do, but I remember that being a topic that you brought up that was...
Sure, it's important to know good subs around you. Like, you know, we're just a quarter mile from, you know, a metal supply house, which I use a lot of metal. I need to be close to it. I can't be driving an hour each way just to buy a little piece of steel when I need it.
Right.
But also, you know, painters, powder coating, sandblasting, all of that is crucial to running this business. And, you know, the closer you are to it, the better it's going to be for you. The faster you're going to turn a product.
Yep.
The more relationships you're going to build with those people. You're going to refer stuff to them. They're going to refer stuff to you.
Yep.
And we're all just here to, you know, make money. That's the
Yeah.
end of the day. Like, we're just trying to run a good business. So
Right.
yeah,
Cool,
yeah.
man.
You just go from there.
So people can contact you on your website for...
Anything they want. We got, you know, all the social medias. It's Gasser Customs on Instagram, you know, Facebook, gassercustoms@gmail.com if you want to
Sweet.
send an email. Phone number's online too. Yeah, reach
Sweet.
out any way you want.
Awesome. Guys, Adam, we're going to get started on the Kawasaki. We might not need to be welding the muffler, but we'll weld something, I'm sure. So,
Right on.
Sweet, let's get started.
We don't mind where the pipe is there because the swing arm is only going to go up when it's off the center stand, right?
Right.
So I think it's cool there. We just have to solve this fucking issue. Is the center stand going to stay?
Probably not. I like center stands, but it can go if it needs to. But I don't see how that would be unless we go like to like one of these mounts here.
Bingo.
Okay. Yeah.
Just run a longer bolt through there and go right to that
Let's do that.
on either side.
Yep, that's totally fine. So we'll just pop this off, and then we'll just reuse the center stand bolt system for a little, like a 90-degree little turn or something like that.
Yeah, I'll
or-
just come off it and then basically make a bracket that looks like an L. And then right where it turns, I'll break it 90 degrees in the brake so that it'll mount here, come straight back, and then you'll have like basically a little ear that the bolt washer can go through and grab.
All right, sweet. I'll start taking the center stand off.
It doesn't have to come out.
Doesn't have to?
The bolt's got to come out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So instead of mounting whatever bracket they give us here with this, which Adam said these are pretty much useless, can't even drill through them, whatever plating they put on there, but we were thinking about, we weren't sure how far this was going to come out to mount to the passenger peg, but it's just going to be too weird, and that's already super tight. The chain's not going to be functioning that far down for it to make me nervous, but instead we're just going to take the mounting bolt, which is back here. We're going to make a bracket that will fit right onto the center stand pinch bolt. And just kind of sneak it in there, and we'll push this in a little bit.
Well, I guess we could come on.
Do you think you have a bolt that's like enough to put 2 nuts on? Then we could run the bolt through, put a nut on, then put it onto the stem of that nut, and then put another nut on.
Oh, yeah.
And then that would work as your spacer.
Not a lot, it's a hardware, my man.
It's nice to know that people do the same thing that I do.
Sometimes it's like
I think it's here.
to the millimeter, and other times it's like.
So even though I went into thinking we're going to be doing all this crazy welding for the exhaust, I opened the box up for the first time when I was at his shop, not needed whatsoever, but he was still super helpful with making the brackets and welding those things up. But I did have that bracket that I made, if you guys remember that from one of the previous videos. While we're here, when in Rome, why not have him just close them up for me? He did an awesome job.
You can watch this all day as long as you're looking at the camera screen, not the light. Right?
Why do you hold it there afterwards?
Just because if you listen, like,
Yeah.
so you got 3 to 5 seconds of post gas flow. So what the gas is doing is creating its own environment around the weld to keep impurities out.
Okay.
So as you shut your arc off and that metal is cooling from like orange molten state back to hardened, you want to keep that atmosphere of the inert gas around it so that it's not pulling impurities from the atmosphere.
Okay.
So you give it like 3 to 5 seconds to cool past that stage that it won't pick up anymore.
Sweet.
And then, so you just hold the gas there for, post flow is usually 3 to 5 seconds. If you're doing heavier, certain materials, you might go 7 to 10 seconds.
Okay. Just until it cools down and
Cools down enough that it's not going to pull
Yeah.
shit from the atmosphere. Do a dry fit. And then that's the nut there for the back of the muffler, just so that
it's not hitting that crown of the center stand. I mean, there's maybe 3 millimeters. I think it's perfect. So, this one is different.
a little different.
It's like this is too long.
Oh, did you slide the muffler on further than we did on the other side?
Well, I tried to match it. Maybe I did put it on too long. I'm trying to look through here.
Because I just basically built it oh, it's way long.
And that looks pretty even to me as far as the mufflers go, as far as it comes back.
How is that so much longer?
Weird, right?
Yeah.
Was it pulling it in?
Yeah. It's like we're right up against the center stand spring though.
Oh, okay. Man, that's tight. It's tight between that brake pedal and the center stand spring.
Issues.
So as long as...
Oh yeah, that's hitting the pipe already.
I mean, yeah, because it's on the spring now. And when we kick that center stand up, it's going to hit that bracket. It would probably clear on the left side, which we kind of got lucky on. But now that I'm looking at this, look at the back of that.
Oh yeah, it's gonna hit that bracket for sure.
So
This is spring.
we're gonna have to. There can't be a center stand.
That's the only option.
Yeah.
It'll all work without a center stand.
Correct. Nice. Yeah. No, we're good. I trust it.
Famous last word.
Yeah.
I trust you, man.
There it is. Once it's tight, it'll probably be like right there.
Is that good?
Yeah. All right. And it looks good from back there. Then I'm happy. There it is. Makes it a hell of a lot easier to get to without that center stand on it.
Just let this thing roll steady.
Yeah, and I'll use bits and put it together, but just multiple different shots all the time and just keep make it look like we're doing something.
She's a ripper, bud.
Couldn't be more pumped about how that turned out. The exhaust is nice and straight. Even when you look at it from the back end, it's level. The down sweep of the pipe just fits the frame perfectly like it did when it was stock, and it's just awesome. Adam nailed it on those brackets. Like literally the first time he just made a quick Sharpie mark and welded them up, they were perfect. Besides that longer one, which I have no idea what happened with that. And Adam, if you are watching this, just thanks for spending the time with me, man, and the wealth of knowledge that you bring to the table is unmatched, and it's a really good friendship to have across the water. So again, guys, check out his Instagram, his Facebook. If you need some custom parts built, just check out his website. I'm sure he can help you out. Super nice guy. Be sure to grab that free gift before you go. Subscribe to the channel if you like videos like this or want to see how these projects are going on. There's lots of videos on this KZ, a lot more to go. So until next time, Cody from Motorcycle ND, bringing you guys some quality tips and tricks for your next build or your daily run. Take it easy, guys. Later.